Good evening. This is Ron Type. As usual, this is a test stream. So while I'm at it, I'm just telling the story about my whole weeb life up to now. Previously, I think to gloss it over, I was able to go and live in Japan, and I was able to level up my Japanese skills, and then I was able to conduct my web activities there, such as watching uh, movies in, of course, obviously Japan theaters. Had my first MIDI live concert. Well, either way, it's a concert. And what else? Ah, yes, first Comiket while the entrance fee was free. So where did we left off? I believe I've left off the time that there was the March 11. There was an earthquake around the northern Japan, somewhere in Sendai. So if that's where I left off, didn't do much web activities. And as for that, after around 2 3 months, just everything went back to normal. Then my employer back then, they gave us a bonus for not going home while the disaster was still ongoing back then. So that's where that's the time that my office mate, who is also my roommate at that time, decided he'll be renting an apartment of his own because he plans to bring his family in Japan. And fortunately, as for me, the rent didn't change, even though I'm alone. Though that has to come to an end eventually, but well, I had to enjoy that. And though yes, I mentioned not much web activities. Remember that I mentioned that I watched a mini concert of Megumi Nakajima. Turns out that eventually I joined her fan club. So most of the no, not most, all of the concerts until some time that I went were hers, because normally if you want to go to some anisong concerts or for specific artists, you can barely get a ticket. You can barely get a ticket or any reservation without being a fan club member. So you can say I got stuck, but well, I enjoyed it either way. So well, I'll try to go back during the time that I am now alone in the apartment. So well, while I am doing some web activities, eventually I get to have my own PC. Back then when I arrived in Japan, I only have my Note PC. It was very weak, but either way, I was able to use it until I have my PC. So yeah, I bought my first PC, desktop PC, all in all, and had to buy a second-hand monitor from another office mate. And wouldn't you know it, that same desktop PC and that monitor is still the same one that I am using right now. So yeah, I think almost 11 years. So 2011, I think it would be turning 12. That, or maybe it will become out of order eternally, because recently it hangs every time I log in once. But well, who knows what will happen eventually, in which I have to replace it. But either way, yeah. So since I have my desktop PC back then, and since I am a gamer, so I had Western games to keep me company, like the RTS back then, StarCraft 2 and Red Alert 3, I believe, Command and Conquer 3 as well as, and then there's also Kane's Wrath. They were able to keep me company. Then I was able to resume World of Warcraft. Back then, that was a cataclysm, because going back before 2010, so I think it was around 2008. So but I was able to play Wrath of the Lich King. So I had my prior account. So yeah, so I played that for 3 years. So well, it was fun back then, and I was able to maximize the time, since I did mention my shifts back in Japan. It was a night shift, but for whatever it is, it's still not, and it's still not enough to reach a 180 hours per month. So technically, we were working less when we were dedicated night shift. And also, of course, not all my office mates, my Japanese office mates, then are weebs. So it was boring at times. So, but even so, I have to talk to them as much as possible. Most related, job related. Other topics I am unable to follow. But of course, when I get to talk wave stuff, we talk a lot. I also remembered back then that there was one office mate that mentioned a familiar visual novel game, and then they asked me about that, and then I said the game maker. Then they reacted, "Oh, he knows." Yeah. So yeah, I had some weeb of office mates back then. Though too bad, there are I only occasionally get assigned to the same shift as them. Sadly, but of course, when we do, it was fun. There are also times that when it was really a slow time, and it's wee hours, though not really allowed. I see them bring their game portable consoles, or even play in their cell phones, and sometimes maybe I do as well. Yeah, it was fun when we it was fun, but basically the Japanese workplace is well, for me it was toxic, but that was still nothing compared to the actual toxic so-called black kigyo, or well, literal translation, black company. Yeah. So I forgot to mention last time that those shift doesn't care about holidays or weekends. So whichever you are assigned, then you have to go to the office on those shifts. Of course, unless there is an emergency, or maybe you assign an off beforehand, maybe, in which well, back then, though, yes, we may be required to use at least half of our vacation leaves, but in that environment, nah, they uh they would uh give you looks if you try to take a 2 week off, which is a very rare actually. Though I admit, I was able to take a 1 week vacation back then. When did I get back in Asian Mexico? I believe it was 2012. 2012. Yeah, 2012. Only 1 week because I had to take care of finances. And then back then, I did attending a big con, though not specifically for AWE, but for more for geeks. So it's more like for Western culture, geeks. So why did I mention about the shift? Though, yeah, prior to that, I really wish that as much as possible, I get uh, I get work on the weekends, but it turns out that it kind of backfire, because that meant that I don't always get to attend the comic market, which is usually on the weekends or on the holidays. And just and again, I mentioned, uh, my ship doesn't care about weekends or holidays. So there. And also, I keep on watching anime movies, and even buy the corresponding pamphlets. And then eventually, I've kind of burnt out my excitement for the weeb culture, kind of lowered down, mainly because, well, though I do I was able to talk weeb stuff with the Japanese counterparts, not much for non-Japanese ones. Of course, I'm not being racist here, but I would be glad if I had someone like that to share, but nope, no one, because most of them are normies, and well, they just have they just have to work harder for their families, because obviously they have families, and by now, most of them are still staying there and are earning much more, maybe more than 3 times the one that we earned when while we were office mates. So yeah, I gotta admit, I'm envious of that. But then they are hard workers, and I'm more of a slacker. But enough about that. So, so of course, back when I was still in Asian Mexico prior to going to Japan, it is only in some videos that I get to see the concert, anime song dedicated concerts or anisong concerts, namely the Animelo Summer Live. I only get to see them on the internet, uh, only to find out much later that there are some others like Liz Annie or King Super or something else. But yes, I did manage to attend such concert. Well, Animelo Summer Live is a 3-day concert. I'm not sure when it became three. It was a 2-day concert at first. But either way, 2013, I was able to book 2 out of 3 days. I was looking forward at the third day, but didn't, no luck, because I believe that the third day was the one in which they had more more popular artists back then. But yeah, it was my first Animelo Summer Live. Uh, I was glad it was a Friday, and my seat is pretty close to the stage. I gotta admit, I am glad with that. And of course, I got to buy their merch, some artists. And of course, the day two, I also attended, though the seat what was much farther. So I was not lucky back then. As lucky back then. And of course, I bought a pamphlet as well. Maybe if someday, I hope I can sell the pamphlets that I bought with a very high price. Maybe if somebody else gets to watch this stream someday, maybe they would be interested in buying this. Who knows? So yeah, th- so aside from that, I think I've also attended the TGS. I am not sure if I've attended that uh, during my first company or the second one. I'm not sure, but yeah, the first time I attended TGS. Well, TGS stands for Tokyo Game Show, and ironic that it's about games, and yet I only took cosplay pics, and of course visited some booths, and then I'm glad that an ex-office mate of mine obliged to go with me there, and one of the comic markets. And I think I've also attended the Anime Japan, one of the Anime Japan Expo during March. I also remember that, well, as embarrassing as it is, I get to sing in a certain booth that was broadcasted back then in a Nico Nico Doga live. So what else? So maybe I'll get back to this eventually, because since this is a test stream, maybe when I do actual stream in which I should be better, maybe I'll get back to ones that I have skipped. But so until then, yeah, I've my excitement regarding the weeb culture. Well, not really the weeb culture, but the Japan itself. It's kind of subsided. Oh, Queenie, hi, hello. How are you? So it's so this is the first time that you're in the chat, though not in the oh yeah, you're in the chat. Okay. So my first visitor. So maybe I'll continue. So yeah, I've kind of burned out with the Japanese culture, and then I had to quit my first job, and after quitting that first job, that's the time that I had to take a month before going through a job search. So during those first month, well, I had to look for an apartment on my own, since the one that I am staying is the one that the company provided. Of course, they have to deduct the expenses from my salary, the rent, the water, the electricity, others, etc. And since well, I have a lot of free time, I was invited back to Singapore. So back in Singapore, what we did, simple. Being a tourist, stayed in hotel, visited the USJ and other some tourist spots in Singapore for 20 days. And I believe that was March 2014, and that is also the time that Megumi Nakajima announced her hiatus. I believe her last concert before for her hiatus was March 20, 2014. So of course, since that was all over, well, I guess I got a little savings. So fast forward to April, May, to more than 2 months, I got another job. At least at this job, I my Sunday is at least guaranteed to be free. Although this is usually much farther from what I was staying back then, so I didn't really have much free time. And either way, I continued doing weeb stuff like watching anime and movies. I even attempted to attend another Animelo Summer Live, but well, I didn't have the courage to ask for the off. But so, well, ticket wasted, money wasted. And well, again, I forgot that prior to quitting, since I had to move to another company apartment back then, I was locked from my Blizzard account, so I wasn't able to play Blizzard games anymore. So I bought Nintendo 3DS, and then a few months after that, PS Vita, and I played a lot of games there. For 3DS, one particular game is New Love New Love Plus. Well, Love Plus franchise by Konami. Their latest is that I have is New Love Plus Plus. I believe they have every Love Plus, but well, Actually, I am still doing that new Love Plus Plus in my 3DS. So basically, I am doing that new Love Plus game for more than 10 years. Yeah. So what else? So maybe I'll just have to read the chat. Since this is a test stream, I'll try to see if I'll try to learn how to show the comments in the stream. Oh, so that's how it is. So yeah, like shared. Okay, thank you. Like shared. First time being in your live stream. Why? Thank you very much again. Hope there are more like you who will come to stream by then. Yeah. Well, it will get better day, but being cynical as I am, though days get better, who knows how many storms that we have to experience before that. But yeah, it will get better eventually. It is not difficult in the USA to locate a job since so many people have quit their jobs. I wish it's also the case in Asian Mexico because here we do Asian Mexicans barely have unemployment, so they only have their job, and if they lose it, they only have their savings, and if that's nothing, well, they have to do loans, or I don't want to say the alternative. I really wish that that's also the case here. So well, that's why they go, yes, my lord, to the vaccines, whether they like it or not. Others work from home now. I hope this will be the case for me, not only by this time, but for the future. But for the future, but not everyone has access to a computer. Those are so expensive. Are the computers also affected by inflation? I hope not, because I may need to replace my desktop PC because lately, um, it every time I log in, it hangs. So I had to do restart at least once. And when it goes that way, it may get worse as time goes by fast. Well, considering this has been with me for more than 11 years. Yeah, so maybe it's time, but budget-wise, I hope not. So, Ron, where did I come across your channel? Do you remember? I'm not, unfortunately, I am not sure because I usually join RGE's stream or Ruby King. Maybe Ruby King. Maybe while I was absent, Ruby King was streaming, and then you were there, and then he was promoting this channel. So okay, I do not like seeing nobody in my community do a live stream and have anyone in the live stream. Yeah, well, it would suck, especially since this is the first time. But well, this is a test stream. I believe I may need to do this for at least a year, this test stream, before I do some improvements. So far, the only improvements this is that I have my avatar. Hopefully, I can like RGE or Ruby King. Maybe I can place a thumbnail or an image for every time I stream. So okay, I believe I caught up. Yeah, right. Of course I caught up because I have only one audience. Okay, so where did I left off? Ah, okay. So yeah, I am still doing web stuff. Nothing, no further improvements. Then I had my last job in the, at least in the Kanto area. Now that one is toxic. My superior back then was very toxic, though he claims that he's doing it for us. Now this is the one of the disadvantages of somebody who can understand Japanese. While others who can't understand Japanese, if their superiors are yelling at them, they cannot understand, so they just laugh it off. At least that's what I heard. But when you actually understand that what they're saying, it's I really feel degraded back then. And I even saw that same superior kick another one in the gut, on the, well, on the gut, just because he failed in doing initial preparations for my training. And then in at that moment I thought this may happen to me, even though they claim that they really can't physically harm a foreigner. Most of the Japanese that I've talked about basically says that the physical violence is bad, but yeah, I saw that. So that's why I only lasted the 3 months, because I really feel I did nothing right. I mean, I came there to work, not to be yelled. So yeah, I that's 3 months, and then from that I was jobless for 1 year. I had money saved up, so I was able to continue weeb stuff. So I was still able to buy some PS Vita games, 3DS games, go to other concerts. What else? And finally was able to go 3 days straight for all the 3 days of comic market. I believe back then that was Comic Cat 85. I was also able to go to another Animelo Summer Live, which was 2015. Unfortunately, I my luck with these with my seat is very bad. I am very far from the stage that I really have to use binoculars just to clearly see the stage. And then back then, I also attended other concerts like as well, like the crossover between the Ice Five and then the earphones. One trivia: Takahashi Rie belonged to earphones. Now, Takahashi Rie is mostly popular by voicing Megumin in Konosuba. There. And I also, and then I believe the last concert that I went to was it was titled First Mode from the Rodanthi girl group for I think they are also the same cast in the Kin Iro Mosaic, the slice of light girly anime in which two of them are from England, and then they are studying in Japan with the other three members. So So yeah, unfortunately, maybe because I was contemplating on what to do next. I wasn't able to give it my all with the job interviews. I had to some extent, I was able to do some part-time jobs which helped with my expenses. But in the end, I had to go back. So I think I'll end it here. Uh, this will be the time going back to Asian Mexico, which was back in 2016. So with what's left of the audience, I hope you enjoy my stream. I am hoping that you can spread the word. Join the stream if you can. Every Thursday, GMT plus 800 every 8:30 p.m. So okay, this last chat, I am super supportive of my community. Why, thank you. And they and I appreciate that. So I believe this will be it. It's kind of late. But before that, maybe a little rant. I have my certification exam tomorrow, and I didn't really study because the contents just isn't sticking to my head. So I'm not sure if cramming will do me any good. Maybe screw it. Fail or pass, I have to take it anyway. I mean, it's better than nothing. So there's that, and also another update that I believe during the last stream I've ranted about my water supply and the fridge. Well, the water supply was back. I believe I also mentioned it last stream because the water supply came back fully later in the evening. And as for my fridge, it came back Saturday. The message came late that they will be bringing it back, but luckily I was still in the residence to pick the fridge. And as far as I can see, since I can see the drainer having water on them, I just have to assume that the heater is working. So I am expecting that I won't be having the my previous problem. But again, I'm still I'm still monitoring that. So I guess this is it. But before that, one last. Presently in 3 live streams. Okay, so I guess you have to enjoy those remaining 2 streams because I think this will be it from here. So thank you for joining. So see you again next stream. Bye. So 大変お世話になりました。では失礼します。それまでまたね。